Hello and welcome to episode 4 of The Witch and Her Apprentice series. There are more episodes on my channel and other series as well, and if you'd like adult content, there's a link to my Patreon down below. If you'd like to leave a comment, I always love hearing from you guys, and as always, I hope you enjoy. So, since it's far too miserable to go outside, are you ready for your first potions lesson? Oh, don't be nervous. It's perfectly alright to get something wrong. You're just beginning. Now, we're going to start with something simple. I was thinking a mild sleeping potion. If it goes terribly wrong, it will either send you to sleep for a solid night or do nothing. So, nothing too terrible either way. Yes? Oh, excellent. But before we even select our ingredients, what do we need? Our familiars, excellent. Frederick? 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 Oh, hello. There you are. And you have Roland? Oh, in your pocket. Hello, sir. Oh, you two have gotten on so well already. I'm so pleased. Now, you've done so wonderfully memorising all the herbs in my collection, so I shall tell you the names and you can select. Oh, don't look so terrified. If you pick the wrong thing, I will tell you. I'm not going to let you drink wormwood, don't fret. Alright, you'll get this one. Lavender. Bravo, excellent. We'll make a pile on the table. We'll prepare it there. Next is chamomile blossoms. I told you it was an easy one to start with. Slightly unusual, catnip. Frederick, it's not for you. Don't give it to him. He has a problem. You heard me? Alright, this one is a little harder. Tuberose. Ah, see, excellent. You didn't hesitate at all. Now, let me get my tiny cauldron. See, other witches have made fun of me in the past for my very small cauldron, but it just means that I don't have to use a giant cast iron thing in order to make a teacup's worth of potions, so don't be afraid to be made fun of if it means you're being smarter in the long run. But don't tell them I said that. This is all very easy, so you're going to be in charge. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. So, we have our weights and our scale. So we need 10 grams of each. No, not a lot at all. And all of them go together in this little bag. So, time to measure. Oh, you're doing so wonderfully. Well, all of us must start somewhere. It seems more like medicine than magic. Well, those two things overlap quite a lot, especially when it comes to potions. Most beginner-level brews really just depend on the plants themselves. You need to know your dosages, what combinations may be dangerous, but anyone can learn the most basic remedies. The more difficult things, the less tangible things, that's where you'll need Roland's help. That's where the magic of it comes in. See? I told you you'd be just fine. You're whizzing through it. Alright, into the bag. And you need to fill the cauldron halfway with water and hang it near the fire. We don't want to boil it, we want to ever so gently warm it until the liquid is completely infused. So, yes, not over the fire, just to the side. And in goes the bag. And you have successfully started brewing your first potion. Bravo. Now, unfortunately, is the boring part, where we just need to keep an eye on it until it gets a little less watery, more like a thin syrup. Oh, Roland wants to watch? Why, of course, so why don't you take a seat on the side table? And what with frogs absorbing liquids through their skin, please do be careful around any spillages. Okay. Oh, Frederick? No, he thinks potions are boring. I'm pretty sure he's gone off chasing mice somewhere. Especially considering I will not be feeding his catnip addiction. Well, yes, I chose a sleeping potion because, well, it's very easy. It's quite low stakes, but I've noticed that you don't sleep all that well. You never seem able to rest. Not deeply. It took me a long time to learn how to rest. I don't want it to take you that long. It's just not worth it. Sleep is good. And you insisting that you sleep on the floor doesn't help, I'm certain. I told you there's plenty of room in the bed. I know you don't want to disturb me, but I really don't think you'd be disturbing me at all. I'd quite like to share with you. I think we've become quite good friends, but I'm happy to become more. No, I think you're very clever and very kind. And I think we've both been very lonely. You're not imposing. Far from it. And I know we've skirted around the topic of companionship, but I've never really asked you outright because I didn't want to make it seem like you owed me anything. Not at all. I just like you very much. That's it. Also, it's really rather cold out now, and I just don't want you sleeping on the floor when there's a perfectly good bed there big enough for the two of us. It's giving me anxiety that you're going to catch your death. So, not to guilt you into it, but there's that aspect as well, I suppose. You'd like to spend the night in bed with me? Oh, I would like that very much. Oh, my dear, no, we don't have to do anything but sleep. Yes, I figured something along those lines. Intimacy can be rather terrifying at the best of times, let alone if you've been told it's the work of the devil your whole life. It's not, needless to say. It's really rather pleasant. I don't think you're stupid. I think perhaps you're uneducated, which is not the same thing. Plenty of educated people are idiots. You haven't been given access to information because information is power. You haven't even been given information about how your own body works because, heaven forbid, that would mean you have power over yourself. I don't want you to be afraid of your feelings, your urges. But that might take a little time to unravel. Yes, I imagine that was very frightening. Just to start bleeding and not know why. Did they explain to you? That's all they said. Well, later this week, let's have some different sorts of lessons. I'll teach you what's actually going on in these bizarre little bodies of ours. I have a book here somewhere with diagrams in it, but I'll need to find it. I can stop that, by the way. Your monthly cycle. Permanently or temporarily, either way. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. I'm guessing by the look on your face no one told you that was an option either. No. Well, I'll tell you all your options. Don't worry. That might need a little stir. See how around the edges it's not quite so clear, it's starting to darken, it's starting to get sticky. That's a good sign, but it needs to be stirred all in together. Beautiful. See? And now it's consistent again. You've done very well. You should be proud of yourself. Don't worry, if I wake up and you've ended up on the floor again, I won't be angry. Sleep wherever you want. The decision is yours.